You remember the first time you ever came to Lockman?
God, I don't even. It's been like such a part because I went to college here, and my first apartment right out of college was down at Third in Detroit. So this is all.
You're right here.
This has always been just kind of like a part. So no, I actually don't even remember. It's like trying to remember your first memory as a baby. I don't remember my first time here. I've had so many incredible experiences here over the years, coming to movies, seeing exhibits. So yeah.
Tell me about that apartment down on Detroit.
It was a great apartment, actually. It was like a one-bedroom apartment. It was the first time that as an adult I was living without roommates, and it was just like my own place. I would walk down to every night. I was a night owl, and I would walk down past here, down Wilshire. I would go down to the farmers market and sit at Dupar's all night and get coffee and write. So it was a good place.
So what did you write at Dupar's that we should know?
I was writing Looper there, actually.
Really?
That's where a big part of Looper's was written overnight at Dupar's at the farmers market. And I would get coffee and apple pie every night. And then after a month, I realized I was starting to get really fat. And I Googled how many calories are in a slice of apple pie. I was like, oh my God, what have I been doing?
You were getting a big loop.
Yeah, exactly. I was looping myself. So yeah.
So I cannot wait to see Glass Onion. I'll be there at the premiere at the Academy Museum.
It's gonna be fun.
How amazing when you think about your apartment on Detroit. Now you're having a premiere at the Academy Museum.
It's absolutely bonkers. But all of this, I mean, honestly, just the fact that I get to make movies and get to work with people like, the cast of Glass Onion, the fact that I get to work with Daniel over and over, but Catherine Hahn and Kate Hudson, Leslie Odom Jr. and Chanel Monáe. I mean, it's just absolutely the kid on Third in Detroit is losing his mind right now.
And let's talk about Daniel Craig. His character, obviously a very famous character, is queer. That made headlines. Was that from the very beginning as part of the storyline? Did you discuss that with Daniel at all?
We discussed it. It was something that kind of came into being through the first movie, and then as we got into the second. It's something that just seemed like a very natural fact about the character. And, and the movies are not, they're, I wouldn't say our movies really explore sexuality to a huge degree. They're whodunits, but it seemed very natural that was part of just who Benoit Blanc was.
But that representation as a gay man of a certain age, to see something like that, kids are going to see that. And that makes a huge difference. That really, and I know I say this and people have heard me say this all the time, but that saves lives. There's a kid who's going to see that and be like, okay, I'm not alone.
Well, that's really wonderful to hear, man. That's really wonderful to hear. Thank you.
So in the third movie, will we see a marriage? Will we see a wedding?
As we go forward, the interesting thing about these films, and this is, I guess, is kind of setting expectation, but also, these movies, I think, are a good whodunit. The detective is not the protagonist. That's the weird trick of a good whodunit. And so it's fun to get. I think we'll continue to get glimpses of his life. Who he is will continue to be a big part of the series going forward. But the story is never going to delve into kind of the life of Benoit Blanc. It's always going to be about his place in kind of solving the mystery. But who he is his identity, and that's obviously going to be a big part of things going forward.
A limited series. You could do that in a limited series.
That's a good idea. Oh my God. I'm going to get you in the room. We're going to do this.